Actually, it's just under an hour, but we'll see what happens.
Hey, folks, welcome to Battle Pirates Crib. We're going to talk a little bit about, probably mostly about the Battle Pirates next week and the new target for the Punisher TLC. So, say hello to everybody. Lady Cat
Hello.
and Magic Mike,
Hey, hello, everybody.
Derpy,
Hello.
and Two Doors.
Sure feels like I'm being punished, all right.
All right. So I put the link in the right-hand side in case anybody else would like to join. And let's get going. All right. We talked about that. Post 12, the people that were lucky enough that didn't have War Academy 19 were able to, for the first about 18 hours, start their OP12 upgrade. And then something that came out a couple hours ago, in the 7th target of the Judgment Day campaign, they removed the Pluto cannons, which are these nasty little cannons. It's about 4 or 5 of them in there now. In the level 7, you start to see that in Prize Pack 3. You also see it in the same target for all the mastery rounds. It'll stun you. It's nasty. So from what I can tell, they at least removed one of them. Previously, people were either using their Scoundrel to take them out, or they were using pinches. One click. All right. The one on the left-hand side is marked. That has been removed. So I recommend, some people are able to slide by the one in the circle. I would pinch that one. And the rest of them, you can either come in from behind, hit it from the back, or you can snipe them out from, there's one that you really have to beat yourself and sort of snipe out. So Nate says they took out 2. I don't know where the other one is, so... but I think this one I have in the circle is the only one that I saw that is probably worth pinching. What does render the Punisher mean? Let's go back.
Render said immune. Does that mean you could start this?
Yeah. Let's go back. Let's go back to those words. Okay. And render the Punisher immune to the Pluto cannon. Okay, they might have made it immune to the Pluto cannon, but the main thing, if you keep moving, it does damage in here, and you don't run into a thrower, is the UAVs. And everybody knows that the Punisher has 10 weapon slots, but a countermeasure, it does not have 1. So... the UAVs tend to chew up the Punishers, so there's not really, I don't know, unless they make additional changes. From what I can tell from discussions I've seen, is the ships still melt just because of the UAVs.
Did they say, I could be wrong, maybe I was dreaming, did they say that we could use the new Punishers in this target? Didn't I read that somewhere?
Yeah, that was when it was released. That's what they said. You're allowed to use them. Whether you should or not is another question.
Yeah. Okay.
Send one ship to let it get stunned, bring in the rest of the fleet. I just think it's easier just to just to pinch that one, and the rest of them don't really need to get stunned. So you could, if you like it, keep your taser at home for self-enjoyment, but yeah, the Punishers can be brought in, but at this point in time, everything I've seen, I've not tried. Mine aren't at that stage that I would think about bringing them in, but they still don't appear to perform that well. So
Hefe, so far you've talked about hitting yourself and tasing for enjoyment. Are we going to need to host an intervention like now?
Don't forget to talk about
I'm not the one that's suggesting to get one chip stunned. I'm suggesting a little pinch, and then
again.
that's all you really need—a little pinch, and you don't
Yeah,
need to get tasered stunned.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
sometimes,
and then
that's all
you've
need.
charged up your pack, so it's a little pinch, and then you blow your load, and then you leave.
Yeah, something like that, and then so we're all good on that one. Is anybody? Have you tried this one, Brian? This target?
I've only done the first prize pack, so not yet.
Okay, the first prize pack is
It's fine.
Yeah, instant repair on the base. Second prize pack, instant repair on the base. It's when you get to the third one that you need to. It starts to get spicy, and that's the one where you.
I mean, I'm not that good at these anyway, but I could probably get through fine.
Yeah, it's yeah. Prior to this, it was a little tricky. The seventh target. So yeah. Okay. Well, I guess let's move on. Or Derpy, do you have anything? You said you're only on Prize Pack 2 as well, right?
Yep, I'm only on Prize Pack 2, so I haven't got there yet. But the other option that does work for some people in this target, other than pinching, is using the Scoundrel if you have it, if you can drive it. That's another thing you can try.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Are people taking more? Maggie's mentioning the Scoundrel as well. Are people? I don't know, because you can use the pinch that you can build in 13 minutes total time, and then 8 minutes if you use the speed up. I don't know. Are you better off using the Scoundrel than the pinch? Are you going in and taking out all the targets, or just taking out? I mean, not all the Pluto cannons, or just one or two of them, and then moving on. I always, my first introduction with the Scoundrel was not good, so I like the pinch method better. But if you're having good luck with it, let us know. So, and I'll post the link again in case anybody would like to join. And alrighty. So. Okay, she's taking out all the stun turrets. How much damage are you taking? Because when I ran through this the only one that shot at me was the one I circled. So the rest of them, like I said, you can hit it from behind, or there's one that's further up. I wish I had a screenshot of the whole target, but it is a big target. You have to beat yourself. This is a long run to get to it. And of course, if you can't figure out how to beat yourself on that and take it out, this is a target that does not reset. You could retreat, load up another pinch, and use your pinch in that place. So, yeah, pinch the one that you have marked, then don't stop. Yeah, that's the way I've been doing it. So, okay. Alrighty. Brian sleeping. All right. Well, let's move on.
It's been a long week.
Okay, you end up with a dead Scoundrel. But little Dan. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how much. I haven't used mine. And I don't know, 6 months. So I don't know. Is it 3 hours plus? So yeah, you might be. Maybe try it with a pinch if you still have a couple of rounds left in the mastery. So we know all this. This is it's one more click. Next week is Pillage, which we'll get to the prizes on that one in a second. And then we have Vengeance the following week, which is, I guess at this point, is 13 days away. So... if you're not going to get your if you're not going to get your dock to level 16 and have all that weight, build accordingly. It's going to be a weird one. I'm not really a big fan of the fact that it seems like it's going to force refits on top of refits, because it seems like if you're building with 4 or 5 launchers per ship, you're going to be potentially more forced towards the damage side, but maybe somebody that has 10 on each ship can take advantage of the shockwave, because you would have that available to them. So it seems like you might have to switch some specials around. I don't know. We haven't really seen the targets, but that's sort of my guess.
Most of us that will not have our dock ready in time, are either going to skip the raid, or we'll just cross our fingers there's not much on it, and we'll be able to go low and use last fleet for the A sets, because I don't know what we're going to do.
Am I the only one that has some faith that they're actually going to balance this target the way they said they would?
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's fair, I suppose. But if they don't, you need to spend what? I mean, it's going to be a limited time offer, certainly, so that's going to be less than this, but just at the base price of $480 a day, you're going to have to spend about $100 of build time just to get the ability to do that. And you probably have to speed up your builds a little bit, because the Punisher Mark II builds are a little longer, I think, than most of the other builds. And there are 2 extra armors, more than the Dragoon has, and more weapon slots. So it's just, if you are able to get your dock done, and you are able to get your ships fully done, you should be able to stomp this raid. You shouldn't actually need anything they'd offer.
You should be prepping
Yeah, there's
for
usually
the rest of us.
Yeah, usually not much in the first raid. Well, it's interesting, because usually in the first raid, for the past couple of cycles, we've had the first month you'll be building your ships, and there may be a piece or 2 of escalation tech here or there.
Mm-hmm.
But the second month is more focused on upgrades. So you're going to see a lot of upgrade kits in the raid, but we've already had that. The first raid's already done that, and I'm sure Pillage is going to do more of that, so we don't need upgrade kits. So is it just going to be like 20 days of building tokens and go hard and earn those 1-day building tokens for 2 million a piece, which is still crap?
Or a tier 9 defender? Who knows what's going to pop out there?
But
I thought I saw a tier 9 defender. I thought I read that in the CM diary.
there's an and you forgot, Brian.
No, what's the other end?
The flag always takes more time to build than the regular ship. So
Yeah, but that's always the case, though. It might take a little more time
Right.
if it's like 10% more.
but if we
than-
can't get our
yeah.
regular fleets done in time, we got to add the flag on there. You're talking about time and time to upgrade and escalate. There's
Yes, Maggie, I put my building officer on.
Mhm.
Thank you for reminding us, though.
Yeah. So it's well,
That
it's
that
for
really is key.
all
That
the people that play on Facebook. Does that apply to? So
and which is unfortunate and devious.
it's
Devious sounds like the
some
right word.
deal they sign with the devil, because they can't seem to. It appears that they're not allowed to put it on their Kicksai people. Which I'm assuming if they come straight from Kicksai, they're making more money off those people, because I'm assuming that Facebook takes some sort of vig out of this. Some sort of percentage of the money is Facebook gets, as opposed to if it was going straight to somebody that's playing through Kicksai, they get more money, but somehow they're not able to offer them the captains for this. And so I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, Facebook has an advantage in that sense because it's free marketing and social pressure. That goes a long way. See also Candy Crush.
Yeah. I mean, Mike's probably playing Candy Crush right now, aren't you, Mike?
No, dealing
Watching the show.
dealing with a phone call, actually.
Okay, I thought you were playing Candy Crush.
No, I'm
but
listening to the show, but I had to do something with a phone call.
It's all good.
But yes, that is my go-to, and I have some really good workarounds on Candy Crush if people want to know them.
Okay. Oh,
We'll talk about this after show.
maybe we'll do a
Come on.
maybe we'll do a Monday Candy Crush show. Are you going to
I
watch
was
that?
actually thinking about launching a Candy Crush show. Yes.
Mike, are we going to need another intervention for you? I mean, I used to play and I had fun, but I saw what that game was and I quit about level 200 and I don't care.
What game is that?
Candy Crush?
And what was your question? I'm sorry.
No, I'm asking if we needed another intervention for you.
Oh, for me personally.
I was able
Oh yeah, always.
for Candy Crush, just for Candy Crush, because I freed myself of that game. It's done wonders for my something or other.
Oh, it's
his virility. So maybe you should look at that, Mike.
It's my before bedtime wind down game.
Okay, alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you know.
I have some
And on that
secrets.
note, good night, everybody.
I have secrets.
I'm gonna go to the next slide here.
Go ahead, because I won't.
All
Stop.
right, I went to the next slide.
Alrighty. Yeah, and there's space open. In case anybody want to join. Brian has his break during work, and he's graces us with his presence every once in a while.
But also,
So let's see what we have going on next week. We have 2 campaigns, Cry Havoc and Crowd Control. Crowd Control is the one where you get the updates for the riot. Is that right?
Yep, that's what I think I remember.
Yeah, Cry Havoc. Is that a PvP one?
Havoc Torpedo. I
don't
can't
know.
remember.
I can't recall at this point either what that one is. At least it's not, well, I think everybody would want Choke Point Elite. That's the one where we won the Deadeye Executioner and 7-day build tokens in the mastery round. But
I don't think we'll ever see that again.
that was from like 3 years ago. So yeah, the non-elite one gave you the Savage Kodiak. So, but I can't remember what Cry Havoc is about. But here's where it gets interesting. March Pillage next Tuesday. Where we get the new Punisher flag, the Atomic Punisher, plus the new V42 Rock Block T9 Siege Engine.
Oh my God! I need to cancel my build right now.
Yeah.
Started it an hour ago. I think I need to cancel it and get that engine off.
Yeah. Mike's been bothering me all.
oh, thanks for saying it that way.
Okay. Maggie's Cry Havoc is for Warhounds. Okay, so it's a relevant one. Okay. So it's
They're all relevant to somebody.
yeah. So I and I remember that one wasn't bad because I ended up getting more. I have more Warhounds than I have built. So the V42 Rock Block Tier 9 Siege Engine. Mike's been bugging me as far as what specials to put on that I thought were rock solid, and I couldn't commit to an engine, and that's why he went yay, because he hasn't put an engine on his ship yet. So
he's going to be putting this cockblock engine on here.
Yep.
And I'm on my 3rd Punisher. I mean, I've got 4 of them built and ranked, but I'm like on my 3rd Punisher. Just started it tonight. Now I need to stop it, and then I'm going to have to refit the 2 that I thought I finished.
Or you can just go with the slightly worse engine.
Or I can.
Yeah.
Bill.
But
I've already put Scorchers on 4 of them, and then I was thinking I was going to probably put a sync drive on my flag, but we got to see what this looks like because
I wish we knew.
And that was actually making sense the more I thought about it. I said, that's not a bad idea. But we'll have to see what this thing is.
Yeah, because I was assuming that people are putting tons of evade on all their ships, but if you drive it with a tank out front as much as you can, there's no reason to sacrifice all the damage of putting see people putting 3 evade specials on. But I haven't seen the final targets and how they're going to work out, but I never really saw a reason to put all of those, take away, damage or combat speed or make all those things work just to get the evade up on a single ship. I mean, all your ships as opposed to just one ship.
Well, I
I
love
mean, I don't know what ship's going to be targeted in this raid series. Yeah, they should be targeted like equally, but then ship number 1's been focused. Now it's number 5, and last raid people were saying number 2 is being focused sometimes too.
Well, what I was suggesting is driving it like the tank driving style, not
I
running
see.
not running them stacked, running one slightly ahead, and having all the evade on the one that's half a ship length in front or a full ship, depending on what makes sense, but not running them stacked is what
I'm a little bit worried by that because some of these turrets in the VXP target have pretty close range to your range, so you could just barely outrange them.
But if you had plenty of damage on your back ships, if you came in and got in range of that one took the first fire, and then the rest of them are in range like right away. It might be trickier to drive. And again, we haven't seen, what the actual target's going to look like because sometimes the VXP and the other ones don't match up. But that's personally, I don't, try to talk too much about it because every time they always surprise me. So as far as what comes out, but it'll be interesting to see what the the V42 rock block has in store for us.
I knew that there was a potential for a new special to come out, but I didn't think it would be the engine at this point.
I didn't either. I was expecting like a high pressure piping replacement.
Yeah, I left a special slot free, thinking hopefully it'll stack with the choices I've made. So now, I mean, I just feel a little more frustrated right now.
Well, maybe it does. Maybe you can have 2 engines.
Wouldn't that be cool?
200 combat speed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think so. But yeah, I'll just have to replan, change my plans.
Yeah, and always, one thing, with these 6-day raid cycles, one thing to remember is if you save up some of your tokens for adjustments at the last minute, you can miss the first 18 hours. So if you have plenty of tokens, you can take care of those little spillover times and whatnot and see what's happening in the raid as opposed to trying to get all your points in the first 3 hours. And you might be happier over the long haul by doing that way and saving up tokens, like the Punisher tokens that we're getting right now in Judgment Day. Just doing more of a, not bare bones, but the things you have questions about associated with the flag and the generic tokens. Just make sure that you're not leaving yourself where you're spending days building, but if you're in one of the 80 to 100 or 60 to 80, where you may not start till, at least on the East Coast, 9-10 o'clock at night, they'd be like, okay, I'm going to see what's going on with these, and then I'll start refitting and using some tokens overnight and getting a better build by the time I actually want to participate in the raid.
I think I said something on last Friday's show about a new engine coming out. So I kind of anticipated it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay, I want your crystal ball.
You don't want my crystal ball. It's out of whack.
Okay. So, but I don't know. Anything about BP next week? Does anybody feel robbed or, because it is one of those things for VXP weekend. I would prefer this came out in the FM. And hope it's not limited. Oh, that would be something too.
Well, the last engine didn't it, for the
sync drives. The sync drives, yeah. Yeah,
no,
so this is a limited pillage drop.
But the reverb, that wasn't
the
that
Reef
last
Rider.
Yeah, that was limited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So maybe it's limited, and you got to earn all 5, and yeah, we'll see. Would be interesting. So,
Have you ever seen Grumpy Cat? That's
so,
probably the face I'm making right now.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Deal with it. We do what we got to do.
okay. Alrighty. Anything else on PP next week? Anybody's got to talk about? Okay. Well, let's move on if we have anything else. Um, yeah, the Judgment Day TLC we've already talked about. But does anybody have anything else that they want to discuss?
Yeah, how's bounty going for people that are doing it?
I'm not doing it.
Is
No.
anybody doing it? I
I'll,
guess I was the only dummy.
I might start soon this weekend. Try to get some stuff
Yeah,
with my one Warhound, but
I thought I would go ahead and start so I could keep half of my drips, but that's about all I'm doing.
I tried for the hell of it just to see. I didn't start the program, just testing targets. Can't find any targets that are low enough that I can do because I don't like doing one and sitting in a dock for 2 hours.
Don't you have Warhounds?
Warhounds 1. I have 1.
I've lost more points than I've managed to get banked.
And my breachers don't do crap, so
Okay. So you've lost more point. People are hitting you with I assume Warhounds and Howlers, Stormcatcher.
Warhounds and howlers, warhounds and subjugators are just straight out warhounds.
You can't keep them out. I'm to the point where I think I'm just going to leave my guard fleet in and live under a bubble because you can't keep them out.
Well,
You can't. At least I can't. Maybe some people can.
I did that. Guard's not in. So it's like a 2-hour break when somebody hits me. Fine.
So, you know,
Wait. That's the point I didn't bring up earlier that I want to bring up now, as far as what Mike just said. When Bounty started, or right before Bounty started, the repair time on our outpost and dock got reduced to 5 seconds and would automatically start. So,
That's
and
only,
not just people participating in Bounty, but everyone.
oh, really?
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought we talked about this, but okay.
Probably did. Probably
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
no, you didn't.
Well, I'm not sure if I talked about it on the show, but I think I talked about.
Well, I do remember the conversation about the starting of the repair, but I don't remember the conversation about whether you were in Bounty or not.
Yeah, it started prior to, from what Templar said, it started prior to Bounty, and it might be completely unrelated to Bounty because players that are not participating are getting this benefit. This might be more related to OP12, and that players are trying to feverly trying to at least get their outpost and hence their dock up to level 16 prior to the second raid in the cycle. And if players were forced to have their upgrades interrupted, some people may not make it for that period of time. So I don't know how long this is going to last, but right now, yeah, it's 5 seconds on each. So
well, let's hope it lasts until the majority, well, forever would be great, but at least until the majority of us have our OP and dock up. Because we can't keep anybody out.
No.
Wasn't there something posted that they were talking about having everything, all the changes come out with OP12 this week, but they had to put some off?
Yeah, they put off the update for the new bubble rules and combat rules and rules of engagement for a month, a couple months, instead
Yeah,
of
I think they
releasing it at
said
the same time.
2 months. We can go to slide all the things they put off. I think it's maybe I deleted that slide. Oh no, it's slide 7. All the things that have gotten put off until at least a couple of months. There we go. The things in yellow, the PvP rule changes, the new defensive platforms, the subaquatic factory, the mine generator, the Great Hall, where it's going to get more armor. Radio Tower is going to get new armor, and warehouses. I'm not sure what they're going to do with there. So yeah.
So what does this do to our bubble pad when Outpost 12 finishes?
Yeah, Outpost 12. Yeah, you're going to have to move some things around. Go to next slide. You'll see that your armor increases from 68 million to 100 million. So you're going to have to move some things out front if you want to maintain your similar bubble pad. I'm sort of surprised that they did this at this point in time. I thought they might hold back the armor increase until they made the change in the PvP rules or some other things to balance it. But right now, your only option is to start moving stuff into your bubble pad that wasn't there prior. So.
Yeah, now everybody that was where they deleted stuff last time to do the bubble pad, built all their turrets, got all heavies and all that done, and now they're doing this, and they're going to be like, I already have my bubble pad done, so now I'm doing this. They're going to turn around. Are they going to delete stuff again? And yeah.
Delete stuff? What do you mean? Our players?
Yes.
The easier thing is to move things up front as opposed to delete them and then rebuild them later. Move things further up and basically force the damage on them. I never understood the people that were just deleting stuff, but maybe they're playing a different game.
So then people can just easily come and steal all your res, not even bubble you.
What are you talking about now? Are you talking about when the PvP rules go into place?
Yeah, when you move everything up front.
Well, assuming you're moving warehouses. I move turrets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. Alrighty. Anything else we need to discuss?
And bounty, and I can't see chat because I only got this up. Bounty, anybody that is playing, have they claimed the new 2 new turrets and tried them, and what do they think? If I can get enough to get just one, which one should I get? I would like some advice, and the panel's not going to be able to give it to me, so maybe chat can.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Leonard Skinner has the same question of what do you think of the new launcher? Yeah, which one to choose over the two? I don't know. So, yeah, if anybody has any thoughts on that, feel free to throw them in. There really wasn't a comparable with the not thrower. I'm sorry, I said launcher, but with the thrower. But comparing the new cannon to the downburst cannon, it appeared to be quite a significant increase in deflection that would overcome.
So you're saying on paper
Well, I'm saying on paper there's nothing comparable for the thrower. but the cannon was a significant increase over the tier 8 equivalent. Damnation launcher is only good if you can hit them head on with it. Otherwise, they can outrun it. So, really depends on base setup. It sounds like.
Yeah, and the base setup we have now might not be the base setup we have after we get OP12 or after the PvP rules change.
Mm.
So what you need now might not be what you need.
Yeah.
The only reason why I think I'm getting hit more now than I used to get the other bounties.
Okay, we can hear Stormcatcher in the background, but
Okay, hang on. I got it.
okay, all right.
The only reason why I feel like I'm getting hit more now in this bounty than I have with the others, because the tier 8 heavies was not limited. And now they're making tier 9 heavies limited. And in this bounty, you can get 3 of each at 25,000. So the points have gone up, or no?
Yeah,
I believe the points.
it's costs a lot more. The costs are extremely high for us to get to the tier 9 level.
Because, like I said, the tier 8 heavies was not limited. But
So we
now,
need 150,000 just to get 6 turrets or guns.
Yeah. So that they've gone with tier 9. They've gone double limited. You know, it's both the HD transformer and the turret that you put on top of it is part of what he's saying. And Danny thinks you need to speak up. You're a little low on the volume.
I've almost got my volume maxed out.
Well, maybe put the microphone closer to your face.
Yeah,
Put it in your mouth and then try that.
no, thank
chew
you.
on it. Chew on it a little bit and see what it tastes like.
Give it a little pinch.
Would you, huh?
No.
So.
No.
Alrighty. But what were you saying? I think some people didn't.
You're talking Stormcatcher, right?
Yeah.
Stormcatcher. What'd you say?
Yes. What I was saying about the getting hit more this rate, well, this bounty is because of the limited and non-limited heavies now. We need more points, like Lady Cat said. And used to, I've gone through a couple of bounties not even get hit at all.
Do you think it's that, or the Warhounds are able to run over most bases?
Both. Because by now, almost everybody probably has at least one Warhound, maybe 2 or 3. And if you have Warhounds and Howlers, you can't keep them out. And people need more points and can use those, so it's a combination.
Well, it's not only that, it's because I've seen a lot of people that used to do kick bases with OP11, but now with the OP12 and the new heavies and all that, they could not do kick bases, so they're trying to get their points elsewhere. Used to, a lot of players would just hit the kick bases, get their points, and that was it.
Yeah, Maggie brings up a good point that the kicks and play bases were not as easy as they have been previously.
No, because they have all the new stuff.
Yeah. Half Centaur and the boys were ramping up the damage that players were taking in order to get those points. So, that's probably a really good third factor as far as, why you're probably getting hit Stormcatcher. In addition to more points needed.
Don't worry, Stormcatcher, I'm getting flattened all the time too. And the worst part is losing res. Because I can't even get my ships built. I have to go get res and hope I don't get hit before I get it.
Well, trying to do bounty plus the FM and the TLC, your defense fleet is always in repair Q1, which where you put the rest of your fleets at.
Does your is your defense fleet even keeping anybody out though? Because if it isn't, just pull it in and leave it in.
I hadn't even been able to put it in. Somebody came through uh, probably about half hour, 45 minutes before bounty started, and they were bubbling up every sector they can get to. They were bubbling everybody up. So they were, I guess they knew what was fixing to happen. So if people can't get their fleets repaired, they're going to be hitting bases without guard fleets.
But my guard fleet's, I mean, my guard fleet's getting killed as well as my base, so there's no point in even putting it out anymore.
Yeah. Now they put your defense fleet in, instead of making it the Conquer
Right.
repair queue, if they made a Conquer and defense repair, then you might be able to get it repaired a lot faster. But if I remember right, the defense fleet slot is already at half repair, so I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to reduce the repair time for that either. So people that haven't started bounty, are you getting hit any more than normal?
Well, I wasn't getting hit a lot. I opted into bounty, did 2 bases. By the time I finished the second base, I was already attacked by 4 warhounds.
Right. And could you keep them out?
I almost killed the howler that went along with them, but the 4 warhounds did not. They killed me. I'm now a golf course.
Right. You're going to be a golf course for most of bounty.
Yep.
There's a couple of times I got within 500 to 800 points to banking, and well, guess what? I get smacked.
Yeah, that's
And
frustrating.
flat. A lot of people got, I think the older players has got certain bases on timers, so they know when bubbles are popping, and they know around that time if somebody's out there struggling to try to get their bank within the time that they're bubbled, about the time when the bubble pops, if they haven't been online or they have been online, they're going to know they're going to be able to get a lot of points.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'd want to go for max points too. I really can't blame them for that. But I'm getting hit even when I don't have bounty because I'm still worth 1,000 points with nothing. So I don't even have to have bounty to be enticing. I just have to be there.
Yeah, and a lot of people are also out hunting res.
Yeah.
If they have plenty of tokens or whatnot in order to, further upgrade their OP12 accessories. So, it is what it is. But yeah, Danny, we're sort of, I think what we're discussing is what's different between this bounty and last bounty. Unless I missed something when I was...
No, we still are.
Okay.
I don't see many differences.
I try to do bounty every time. But normally I only get enough to get maybe the top prize. And the only reason I do it is for the defender prizes. I don't do it for the PvP prizing. But now the defender prizes are out of my league because I can't get 150,000 bounty. The timing on the extra points, the opportunities, it's limited. So if you're not available during that time for kick spaces or shipwrecks, then you have to do the employee basis or the regular basis, I mean. So which tends to be a grind. Then you get smashed and lose half of it, and it becomes frustrating to those non-PvP players. But the PvP players are probably having a blast.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I always enter a bounty too in order to because, you know, I'm trying to get me a good base built, give me good fleets and all that built. Where used to I haven't been, but I am trying to get into PvP also.
Yeah, I was too. I understand.
But like I said, this time around, I think it's because of
Yeah, I was too.
the heavies are now being limited where they're used to not being limited.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Got more points.
Hey, see, the dingo gave your router back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, awesome.
No, cancelled my whole freaking internet in the end. Because they told me the other day 24 to 48 hours. So I phoned them up 48 hours later and they go, oh, yeah, nah, 3rd of March. And I said, nah, just cancel my internet. And I went and went and did another one, went straight to the shops. They gave me a router over the counter and I plugged it back in.
Did you try turning it off and on again?
Oh, yeah, it blew up. No, it short-circuited in the storm somehow. I don't know how.
Well,
It was the only thing in the whole house that stopped working.
yeah, I told everybody a dingo came and ate it.
Yeah, no, it was a koala. He,
Well, yeah, or the
it was a koala. It had
drop there.
no, yeah, the koala had coronavirus. That was the problem.
Yeah,
So there was no stopping him.
yeah,
Yeah,
all pissed off about the fires. So yeah, I understand.
Keep on away
Yeah.
from that beer.
We're over the fires now. Yeah. Just with that, I was listening. I was getting everything set up, so I was listening to the show. With the bounty, you know how Stormcatcher was saying the bases are being hit. They're hitting bases prior to bounty, so that way your guard's out, your base is already damaged. So as soon as you opt in, your bubble drops. What I think Kick should do, if your base is damaged prior to you opting into bounty, as soon as you opt into bounty, your base and guard fleet should be instantly repaired.
I like that idea.
That way, these people that think, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and clear out this whole sector, bubble as many as I can, so then I can just hit they can't do anything. They can't hit bases, but most people just do the kickside bases anyway. So instead of waiting 24 hours for your base to be repaired, you miss out on the kickside bases. Obviously, you opt in, your base is damaged, and they go, oh, look at that. I know his base is damaged, so as soon as he gets, X amount of points, I'm going to go and hit him. Because unless he's coined his base, he's going to be a walk in the park.
Well, these days
So-
it seems to be a walk in the park anyway.
Well,
but I
yeah.
love that idea. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I know bases these days with the fleets that we've got, they are a walk in the park.
But going forward, that is a really good idea because then people can't use the game against you.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's part of the game. It is part of the game, of people hitting bases and strategy and everything like that. But at the same time, it's going to discourage people from doing bounty because they're going to go, well, I want to do, like me, when I do it, I'd mainly do the kickside bases. So I don't want a damaged base. So there you go, kickside. There's one for you.
And he gave it to you for free.
That's right.
And
Repair everyone's guard and everyone's bases as soon as they opt in to bounty, not prior. So if the base is damaged prior to opting in.
it sort of keys into like a lot of people's bases get hit on Mondays, right?
Yeah.
Mine always gets hit on Sunday. And I think it's the same thing because I was always confused. Like, why are they hitting my base on Sunday? I get hit on Sunday night because they're assuming I'm going to go out and hit bases on Monday and drop my bubble. It's the same. It's the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
At least,
but that is strategy. That's fine.
Yeah,
but bounty is a totally different kettle of fish.
Right.
because it's an artificial construct, you know.
Right, and you have a lot of PvE players that are trying to participate in Bounty because that's the only way they can get what they need to try to.
Well, I mainly do PvE. And hello, everybody, by the way.
Hello.
Uh,
I'm back.
Good.
Congratulations, you know. I'm glad that Koala was nice enough to give your internet back, but
Yeah,
yeah,
like drop bears. Freaking
Yeah.
coronavirus.
yeah.
I'm going to blame the coronavirus.
What? You know, yeah, I don't even want to bring that up. It's a little too crazy at this point. Like some of the things that are going on in the U.S. as far as the media and whatnot associated with that. So we won't get too far into that.
Okay.
But Nate's saying that
Yeah.
our base plate is doing good, bro.
No worries. Yeah, I gave him a base design a while ago.
Okay.
He's my bro. Been playing a long time with him. Not with
Okay.
him, on the game.
Okay.
Might clarify
Well,
that.
that's a whole
Because I know that wasn't going to go well. That wasn't going to end well if I didn't
I
clarify.
didn't even think about that, but yeah.
Yeah, well, some people would, you know. So I just
Okay.
want to clarify that.
All good. So you have you tried? There's so much going on this week. I was going to relate it to Nate, no whatever, but I'm saying there's so much going on this week between Bounty, the 2 TLCs, the FM. You know,
Honestly, I did play in the afternoon, my time, when Bounty started. But and I've logged off. I haven't logged back on. I got the points I wanted, and yeah, I think I got 50 or 60 or something, which is more than what I need. I only really wanted the tokens. I'm not really worried about anything else. What's he going on about now?
Yeah. Do you have all the? Have you been saving up? Because I know you tend to have more tokens than everybody else.
Not
building
not building tokens. No, I wasn't. No, I used them last year when we had the upgrade, and I've never got them back up again. So. Yeah.
So what tokens are you going for in Bounty?
I'm only going for the structure tokens. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. I can't even be bothered. Not even getting the heavy turrets. I'll wait for them to come out and something else.
Yeah, if I can't get.
Because I'm not interested in PvP anyway, so it's mainly PvE. So I just get my base up to scratch and worry about everything else later. You know, upgrading side of it, because that's going to take a while anyway.
Yeah. From what little bit I've seen, though, nobody really likes the new turrets, or I don't think they're helping as much as people thought they would.
Well, and a lot of these turrets are, you know, they're manufactured by people that have a specific use for them, and it takes people a little time to figure out what that specific use might be.
But also, in the same instance, I don't think it's fair that Bounty starts. The first kickside base you go into, it's got new walls. It's got the new turrets. So your ships aren't up to scratch to the. I mean, they are, but you're taking more damage.
Well, I mentioned this months and months ago. Kickside bases was supposed to be the alternate form for us to. Well, first of all, it was an incentive to go ahead and start Bounty because they were supposed to be kind of easy. They were doable. We could get about high level points. And remember, we used to have those other targets that would spawn randomly. For those high points. So this was their alternative to that. And then it seems like the Kickside employees started taking real pride in their bases. And then we're getting better and better, and it became harder and harder for.
And then putting base guards in.
Right, and now they're adding guards, and
so it's making it even harder to do them. Yeah.
I'm assuming there's a metric on their side as far as like how much money each one of their bases is making. and they're all competing with each other. I don't know that this is true, but that's what I envision. There's like, oh, okay, yeah,
Well, they don't make money off me. If I get damaged, it goes and sits in repair until it's done.
Well, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying across.
No, I'm
the
just
board.
saying. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it. That's what I do.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay,
If I lose a fleet, that's where it goes. It goes in there, and that's where it stays. Until it's repaired.
My base is making, $1,643 an hour, and then they're like, oh shit, really? Mine's only making $433, and now they're
fantasy football league sort of going on.
well, what's that in fantasy? Yeah. Yeah. I'm assuming that's the way it's working because they,
I
they're
think it's
tuning them
something a
throughout.
little-
Go ahead.
I think it's something a little more innocent, like a win-loss ratio or something.
Okay. Yeah. It's,
Maybe they get a hat or something.
Get a hat, yeah. Get a hat.
But
Yeah, you won this. Yeah, you're at the top of the league this week. You get a hat.
maybe a boy in the
Oh, look, you're all even. So you get a hat. You get a hat. You get a hat. And you don't get a hat because you got one last month.
Yeah. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah, I mean, I may have delved a little too deep there, Derpy, as far as what they were competing. But I think there is a competition amongst the players that have, or the players, the Kickstarter employees that have the bases out there that are like, okay, well,
Yeah, I think
I'm
you're right.
better than you.
I think you're right.
yeah.
Well, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have some sort of competition, surely.
Yeah, they need to have fun too.
Yeah, that's right. They're gonna have some fun.
But
And the 105 is half centaur. Is that right?
I wish they would put the names on them.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't.
Yeah.
Like I said, I only did it the other day, so I have no idea what they look like.
I only had a few minutes to hit a couple of them, and that's all I was able to do. Just the timing didn't work out this month.
So what? You're saying it's the time of the month?
No. The timing is bad. I mean,
Oh, the timing of the. Oh, sorry.
timing.
Sorry. That wouldn't help either.
Yeah.
Anywho. So Derpy, you're in with them all. So there you go. What do you think of that idea about repairing bases prior to, or once you enter bounty? What do you think?
Well, that seems pretty good. I mean, I didn't realize people were going around clearing bases right before bounty started, but seems like it puts everyone on an even playing field if you repair everything when you opt
To
in.
start with, yeah, that's right. At least then, yeah. So put that one forward. You seem to talk to them a lot. Oh, and Hefe, you talk to them as well.
Yeah, they don't like me though, so
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, no one does.
Well, that's true.
We just put up with you.
We're only here for the beer, right?
Yeah. I'm not giving out beer.
Oh, I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.
I'm gonna block my router.
Yeah. So.
That was weird though.
Yeah, you had a crazy storm, and then the dingoes came in afterwards, right?
Hang on, I'll see if I can pull up this photo. I sent it to you, didn't I? That's right.
Yeah, you sent it to me, but
Hang on a minute. Let me see if I can find it.
your neighbor's patio, which ended up on the roof. Yeah. Which subject? Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else we should be talking about at this point in regards to? I am curious what the new Punisher engine is going to be like, because that's.
I don't want to bring that up again. I'm already. The second I get off the show, that's what I'm going to go do is stop my build. Take that.
Yeah.
I can always add the engine back later if it's, if there's going to be a speed difference or whatever. I can add.
There you go.
Okay, Bully, if you don't want to talk about base setting before bounty, because that's what you do. I don't know. So yeah. So it looks like the rest of the walls, but yeah, you say it's their patio.
That's the patio. Yeah. I went over there. I went over there and said, "Oh," I knocked on his door, and he says, "Yeah, I know my fence is down." And I said, "Yeah, and your patio's on your roof."
Yeah.
So they'd worked in there the next day, getting it all off his roof.
But
All
when I
solar
look at that
panels there,
picture,
too.
it looks just like the fence though.
No,
But it looks like
I
a
know it
tall
looks like-
fence. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it goes out from the house to the fence, so that's like the roof patio, yeah. And it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the wind just went straight through and lifted that whole thing up.
Yeah, yeah.
So obviously he didn't have that secured down very well.
No. I mean, these things will happen. It's just basically June for the people in in the northern hemisphere. So you get the sometimes you get the crazy thunderstorms and whatnot.
Is it downburst cannon?
Yes. Yeah, and downburst. Yes.
And this storm lasted like 5 minutes.
Mhm.
There was a big clap of thunder. Went outside, watched a little bit of lightning. Came back inside. Sat down on my chair, turned around, and looked out the window, and I couldn't see out the window. That's how heavy the rain was. And then all of a sudden it just stopped. Like 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, downburst. What are we talking about?
Yeah, and you're more of a moderate climb than when I lived in South Florida. So yeah. All good.
Oops.
So, is there anything else?
What was that?
Yes. Is there anything else we should be talking about at this point? I'm going for an hour, so you guys, the people on TV, they're doing the news. Every 15 minutes, they get a bathroom break. I don't get one at all. So
We usually have a beer break, but you haven't even had that, have you, today? I don't think. I don't know.
He did sneak out once, but
Oh, did he? Okay.
yeah. Is there anybody that wants to join the show?
He's studying abroad. Is there supposed to be a space between there? That's a much spicier story.
Yeah.
But
Perth.
I don't want to give your daughter a hard time, but yeah.
Yeah, WA.
Yeah. Aussie's in that same location.
Hang on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Go
okay.
ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because my microphone pulled out before. Perth, yeah.
He's in Perth. Yeah.
How old is she?
While the kids
not go there.
Yes. Well, I'm wondering who this broad she's studying is. That's
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't find that out either.
Yeah. Aussie's in Perth. Most of the Kickside people are on the other side of the country. They're in Melbourne, and I forget the other city.
Sydney.
Yes.
Probably
Okay.
Sydney.
Yeah. They're
Probably Sydney. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Do we have much else to talk about? I can go down the line for. I think Price used to do this. So, Lady Cat, do you have any parting words?
No, but I will. Yes. I'm not going to be around for the next couple weeks, so.
Yeah. You just stay up. We know the truth.
I'll be around. I just won't be on the show for the next couple weeks, so try not to miss me too much.
You'll be there.
Just blame the koalas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll send postcards. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll be there. Somebody's gonna be playing World of Warcraft, and you'll just be okay. I don't know anything else. Derpy.
He's falling asleep.
I don't know. Maybe. Stormcatcher.
If you can,
Oh, here he is.
play like the big players.
Uh-huh.
Always do what you can. You know, just try to have the fun that you can with Bounty, FM, TLCs, and everything. Don't worry about getting behind. Just have your own kind of fun.
Good advice.
Well, like I said,
Yeah.
I haven't even logged on for 2 days. Since
No, more than 2 days. Well, yeah. Okay. And have your own kind of fun. What is that? I'm gonna
Play
carry that
the
over
wa-
to you, Aussie. What is that? Oh, well,
What?
Stormcatcher. Okay. If you want
Play
to.
the game the way you want it to play.
Okay.
Don't try to play like everybody else.
always do. Yeah,
Okay.
don't worry about everyone else.
Okay.
Base gets hit, just hit repair and continue.
Okay. Sounds good. And Magic Mike.
I'm back.
Here's Mike.
Here's Mike. Yeah, well, I'd say that I might be around for the next couple weeks, so this warns you.
Your Mike.
you might be.
He might be
Well, you
around.
never know at my age, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know.
So this
Yeah,
warns you.
well, Lady Cat, it seemed that she was going to get resurrected from the ashes and come back relative to what you said.
Well, I got to be 20 years older than she is.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Well,
Derpy, are you back?
I mean, Derpy, do you have anything else besides you may die before the next show? Okay, Derpy's
Already
Not-
died.
well,
He has died.
Derpy's on mute.
yeah, I don't know,
Yes.
but
Oh yeah.
there is a chance that
No, I know
Mike's
what he's
gonna
doing.
die.
I know what he's doing. He's on the kick side going, hey, I've got this really brilliant idea.
Brilliant idea. Brilliant.
Yeah.
I've been wondering where you were, Aussie.
Oh, don't ask.
No, I figured it out since, listening
Since
on the
Hefe
show.
told you?
Well, no, I was backstage. I could hear you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, if nobody else has anything else to add, I guess we'll proceed to the after show, and we will see you all on. It seems like we ought to have a mid show, but we don't. So oh well, because it
Yeah, you
seems like
mentioned those a few times. You mentioned it a few
and I'm
times,
like,
never happens.
yeah, because it's like every once in a while they do something that I'm like, wow, we should tell everybody, but I'm like, oh, who's going to be on the show, and getting everybody out of their routine, so I don't do it. So, but I put the link in the right hand side in case anybody'd like to join, and we'll see you on Wednesday if not before. So. You all have a great time in Bounty and the TLCs and wherever else. So,
And keep those koalas away.
yep.
Night all.
Death to drop
See ya.
bears.
And the drop.
Night all.
No worries.